Do this before you utter a single word. What the heck does that mean? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma, with Supersize Your Business. What does doing something before you utter a single word have to do with growing and supersizing your business? Well, let me explain a little bit. Yesterday, and you might not have caught it yesterday because I don't do these in order, but recently I've been talking about how come nobody listens to me? How come my kids don't listen to me? How come my ex-husband doesn't listen to me? How come my coworkers don't listen to me? How come the people that I'm in business partners with don't listen to me? How come the people I coach don't listen to me? Well, they really do, but it was just a thought of sometimes we communicate and it's as if we're talking to the wall or talking to a shoe because people just aren't listening. They're not paying attention or they don't get it. And there's reasons for that. So what can I do, since I can only ever control what I do and how I act and how I think and how I feel? What can I do to improve that dialogue, that communication? And there's several things. And as I think about it and think about this topic, I'm like, okay, I know some things about this. I used to be in journalism, and I always revert back to models and processes that have worked for me in the past, because that's how we survive, is we go back and we do things that work for us. And something I learned in high school was who, what, why, where, when, and how. That's what people want to know. And whenever you're communicating anything to anyone, you have to always remember what's in it for them. There's a saying about everybody's favorite radio station is the wiifm, and that stands for what's in it for me. Everybody needs to be communicated to and with it being a two-way conversation, and we're always trying to serve the other person, give them the information that they need or want or desire in their best interest. If we want to just bitch and moan and complain to someone, that is not in their best interest probably. Even if we're just whining about our day, how is that helping or serving the other person? It's probably not, right? So maybe we should just stop doing that and get that type of behavior out of our communication. But when we are communicating with somebody for a purpose and for a reason, before we do anything, we need to, I guess it all boils down to thinking and planning and considering what the conversation is about. So we need to, number one, know who we're talking to. Who's your audience? Who are you communicating with? If I'm talking to my children, I'm going to speak differently and communicate differently than if I'm talking to my husband or my ex-husband, than if I'm talking to my mom or my sisters or my 99-year-old grandma or people that I'm in business with or a coaching student. We all have to consider who we're talking to and who our audience is. That is first and foremost. And then we have to also remember what's in it for them. What is in it for them that I'm sharing this conversation or this information or this discussion with them? Then we have to know what is the reason that I'm communicating with them. So now we're communicating with them for something in their best interest. Well, why am I talking? Why is my mouth open? And why am I saying anything? Is it because I want attention? Is it because I want to share some information with them? Is it because I want to educate or inform? Is it because I want to persuade or I want to get their buy-in or help and support with a project or do I want to get them to do the laundry or something, get the kids to do the laundry or pick up their rooms or whatever? We have to find ways to communicate, but we need to know what is it that we're trying to achieve with the communication in the first place. Then, what's the result I want? Is it, again, is it agreement? Is it support? Is it acquiescence? Whatever. I have to know what I want. I have to also be very, very clear in what I want. Have you ever been involved or going to buy something and you're in a sales conversation? It always reminds me of like when you get invited to those network marketing meetings and the person's all excited and sharing all the information, sharing all the products and how amazing they are and how they've changed your life. And they get to the point where they want to ask you to try it too or buy it too. And they get really quiet and they start talking in a different tone of voice and they start talking really, really fast because they don't want to ask for the sale. They don't want to ask you to actually buy their product. I don't know why, but there's a lot of people that struggle with that. And they're not clear about what they want. They just need to say, hey, this is an awesome product. It's changed my life. I think it could help you too. Do you want to try it? But they don't. And we've all been involved in those conversations. And I'm guilty of it. I don't do calls to action on hardly any of my videos or podcasts or audios. I just don't. I'm just sharing information. And I know that that's an area that I need to work on. I need to be clear about what I want you to do. I want you to comment below this video what you liked, what you didn't like. I want you to go check out Pajama Grandma. Go check out other podcast episodes or check out my podcast. But we need to be very clear about what is it that we want from the other person that we're communicating with. And then there's other things that help in our communication and just in our personal, in our lives in general. We have to be consistent, and we have to be setting the example in our communication and in everything else in our life of what we expect from other people. We have to share our expectations, but then we also have to live up to the expectations we set for other people. It's not right to have different expectations for other people than we have for ourselves. It's not right for us to expect our children to not smoke or get a tattoo if we smoke or have a tattoo. Now, I have neither, I do neither, but that's just an example. And I guess that's it. I think it boils down to do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. Communicate with other people in a way that you would like them to communicate with you. If you wouldn't like people yelling and screaming at you or raising their voice, and I'm guilty of getting excited and passionate about stuff sometimes, then don't communicate with people that way, right? So that's it. That's my little dialogue for Supersizing Your Business today. And if you don't understand how this is important in your communication and thinking about this is important to growing and building your business, hit me up with a direct message and we'll have a conversation about it. That's it. Have a fantastic day. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye. Have an awesome day.